This is Michael Orrell of MobileBurn.com, and today I have with me the Nokia 7705 Twist. This is a new feature phone for Verizon Wireless. You can see it has a very unusual design. Square in form factor, and it has a large ring here which turns out to be a hinge. It allows you to do this, slide the display around 90 degrees to reveal a nice QWERTY keyboard, 3 rows of alphabetic keys and spacebar and controls at the bottom. Call, send, and end, and dedicated function buttons up here. You have messaging, email, web, speakerphone, that kind of stuff. The buttons up here, the two soft keys, are touch sensitive, and we have a touch sensitive back key as well. A regular hardware D-pad with a little ring with a center select button. You can see works pretty well. The hinge feels pretty solid. I'm kind of surprised. It clicks in nicely. It's spring-loaded. It really has a nice action to it. Take a look at the rest of the device. You can see on the back here we've got a 3-megapixel camera. You can, of course, still see through the hinge here. A mirrored back. On the edge here, I'm not even sure which edge you would call it since the device moves around so much, we have a micro SD card slot. And there is a 2.5mm headphone port as well, so you're not going to be able to use your standard 3.5mm headphones without an adapter. There's a speaker grill here, a micro USB charging port on this edge, which sits right above or next to the volume controls, and just a microphone hole down here. In terms of the design and how it works, I really like the keyboard, and I like the dedicated function keys up here, and it feels nice and solid. Oddly enough, the part that doesn't feel so well built is the back. It's kind of creaky. At the moment it seems to be okay, and maybe it's just how it fits when you get the back on. But a lot of times it seems to be making noise just when I'm grabbing the device. The back cover is not designed all that well. Pry it off here so you can see what's going on. It's a little difficult to deal with, and maybe the creaking problems were just that it wasn't snapped in properly. It's a little hard to tell, but it doesn't click in easily. You have to kind of make sure you're getting everything in place. But overall, I really like the hardware design on this. It's a very novel looking phone, something you don't really see very often right now, and I think it's going to be quite popular. With the device is powered on, you can see that this supports Nokia's habitat mode. Activate it by moving down on the D-pad by default, and then it puts these little icons up for anybody that calls or contacts you with a SMS or picture message or something like that. If you don't supply a photo for the contact yourself, like I have one dedicated for Jack Black here, it'll just pick one out of the current habitat theme. This is a superheroes theme or something like that. They look like Mexican wrestlers. But it's kind of cool. Gives you a visual representation of your activity with calls and messaging, and you can see this little note right up here in this guy's above this guy's head means that there's messages that came in. It's a really cute system, and it works pretty well. Hit the end button, go back to the main standby screen. You can see that that little indicator there also shows that we have a message. It's referring to that message that this little man here is waiting to show us. Anyway, we go to the main menu. Fairly standard. There's a number of different themes and 2 different habitat themes. If we go down to the settings, you can change the habitat mode to the urban jungle view. And you can see that the superheroes have been replaced by random urban things, buses, I don't know what that, a hot dog stand, fire trucks, traffic lights. Go back to the main menu. A lot of things on this device. Typical VCast music with Rhapsody support. Of course, it's mobile web. We'll go into the web browser right now. Browser I'm not too familiar with, Polaris. It seems to do a reasonable job on doing full HTML sites as long as they're not too large. It's incapable of rendering Mobile Burn or CNN, but they're kind of complex sites, but it seems to do okay with more simple sites. Touch the left soft key here and bring up the navigate menu so you can see how you can put in an address. So of course, history makes it easier to select. 3G device, you can see we've got a 3G signal up here. This is pulling up the Mobile Burn website. This is the mobile version. There are a couple different views in the device. This is a full screen mode, I think. I'll have to go back and get into here to change the display mode to, I guess, fixed width. I'm not sure. There we go. Now we can see everything without scrolling left and right.